Hey, Mystic family, Mystic Unigon here, and welcome to the first official of my Google fails, and kind of really the only one I have so far. Now, how many of you love spaghetti? Spaghetti and meatballs? Or spaghetti sauce on making your own pizza? Whatever. I know I do. And my Google fail is I asked Google if spaghetti sauce is still hot when it goes into the jars at the factory. And I'll get to why in just a minute. Now, my responses to this, no matter how I worded it, and I worded it a couple different ways, were basically the same. And it was this. Number 1 was how to can your own pasta sauce. Number 2, which is the healthiest pasta sauce to buy. Number 3, which is the best tasting pasta sauce on the market. And of course, recipes to make your own pasta sauce. Like, nothing was relevant to what I was asking. Now, I used to always use Ragu, and I'd always get the next size jar up from the normal ones, because I like more sauce in my spaghetti, or my pizza casserole. Some people don't like it very saucy, I do. And before they came out with that size, I was using a jar and a half of the other, and then the other half would end up getting thrown out, and I hate wasting food, and I hate doing that. So then I noticed when I went to make some, this was a few years ago at least, I noticed that the next size up jar was switched. It was no longer glass, it was plastic. And I didn't really think anything of it. I was just like, whatever. It's probably so that if somebody accidentally bumps them and they fall off the shelf, it doesn't shatter and make a mess. At least if it's plastic, they won't shatter, for one. I mean, yeah, they can bust open, but it's not as bad as having glass all over the floor. So, like I said, I didn't think anything of it, and I bought it, and I made spaghetti. And we both ate it, and unfortunately, we got really bad heartburn, and ended up throwing most of it out. So that sucked. And I thought, okay, maybe it's just a fluke, it's a bad batch, I don't know, whatever. I tried again a little later on, and the same thing happened. We got massive heartburn from it. And I'm like, okay, it's not a fluke. There's something weird. Either they changed the recipe or what. I have no idea. So I went on the website to find out if they changed the recipe, and they kind of gave me a weird, not helpful response for this. And I was like, okay. And then I was just like, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna switch brands then if they're gonna do that. And I thought, maybe it's because they're using plastic instead of glass. So next time I switched to Prego, which we found out was better tasting anyway. And it was still in glass in the next size jar up. And we had no issues with it. It was perfect, and like I said, we liked it better, so I was like, alright, we'll stick with this then. And another friend had told me try the Francesca Rinaldi, and I did try that, and I didn't like it as much, and that now they have that in plastic, and that's just the normal size jars, and I'm like, yeah, now I really don't ever want to buy that. But I'm also wondering, like, this is why I started wondering if the sauce is hot when it goes in the jars in the factory. Because if it's still hot and it's going in a plastic jar, that heat is going to cause chemicals to leak into the sauce. Yeah, that's disgusting, disturbing, and yeah, there's your microplastics. Like, no. I don't know if it's true. I want to know the answer, but Google would not give me the answer. So I'm almost wondering if it's one of those things they're not allowed to answer it because it would reflect poorly on the companies that do it. Then it would cause people not to buy their product, but if that is the case, they shouldn't be buying it like that anyway. Stick with glass. Because then, hey, that's just you getting cancer a lot quicker because you're basically eating plastic. I also wonder, like, if there's really a taste difference in the sauce, whether it's in glass or plastic, because for those of you Coke drinkers, if you've ever had Coke in a glass bottle, you know it's infinitely better in a glass bottle than it is a plastic bottle. Aluminum can, yeah, I think aluminum can's even better than and that's not really healthy to drink out of either. But, I think partly it's because aluminum keeps it colder and colder longer. But yeah, that's pretty much I was wondering, and Google failed to answer, so if anyone out there knows the answer to this, let me know in the comments, please. And yeah, if you've had issues with pasta sauce and found out it was switched to plastic, find one that's in glass. Stick with glass. Because them changing it obviously screwed things up, and they wouldn't help me on their website. And that's just Ragu. I'm not even messing with the other ones. I will stick with glass from now on. So that is my first Google fail. Like I said before, if you guys have anything kind of odd, let me know in the comments. And if you want me to use them in a video or start your own Google fail videos. And I will see you in the next Google fails.